you guys. It is another day in my life video. It is, sorry, I have like, you know when your like nail is like peeling? Like it's not like you broke a nail, just like the first layer. Anyways, it's Tuesday, March 3rd. We are officially in March. You guys, spring is coming. Anyways, I just dropped off Cody. I've had the past 2 days off ready for this one. You guys will laugh about this. So I've told you guys how my boss is, you know, she's a boss, you know. I have pretty much have gone public with my YouTube, so I'm trying not to say too much because now I don't know who's watching. But beginning of February, when I rescheduled my doctor's appointment, I literally handed a request off to her and said, hey, here's my request off. I just need a morning shift if you need me. The appointment's at 4:30 in the afternoon. She said, okay, great, thank you. Took the request. And then she scheduled me the March, so we do a monthly schedule. It's annoying. We do a whole month schedule. So she the March schedule came out, and she scheduled me as the night cook one day. So I wrote her a note saying, hey, can't work the night shift. I am gonna be at a doctor's appointment at 4:30. I can work the morning shift, but I can't do night. She took me off. So I had Monday and Tuesday off. I only worked 3 days this week, and you know what? I am not complaining. I have EBT, so it's fine. I'll get paid the same. And I'm just like, you know what? Fine. Because I could have worked. I literally could have worked, but it's fine. Whatever. So had a doctor's appointment yesterday. I'm on my way to do my labs. And I wanted to come on and talk about this because I know that we live in a world now where still it seems like society, how do I want to say this? So obviously growing my channels, growing my platform, I am starting to get the comments about my weight, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. I honestly just delete and move on. So something I wanted to talk about, because I want to say that I have felt so low with my self-esteem from my own accord, not because anyone makes me feel this way, but from my own accord, you know, knowing that I weigh the amount I do and all of that. I just actually I need to get over here to state to go to the labs. I personally have just kind of hated the skin I'm in. And so I went to the doctor yesterday, and I talked to her about potentially going on a semaglutide because my husband's on Ozempic. I personally want Wegovy because I will probably have to pay out of pocket for it, and Wegovy is just the cheapest at the pharmacy, versus like Ozempic and Zepbound is an astronomical amount if you're paying out of pocket. Even with a coupon, it's like $300. Cody's Ozempic was like $200. Actually, no, it wasn't. Cody's Ozempic, we had to pay out of pocket, which is a whole other story that I'll talk about after I get out of the labs. His Ozempic, we just paid like $500 and something for Ozempic. Now, mind you, for the rest of the year, we're not going to have to pay a dime, but he had to meet a deductible. Like I said, it's a long story. Not really, but I'll talk about it because I'm almost at the labs, so I wanted to talk about the weight thing. So I asked her about a semaglutide, and she said, I'm going to be honest. She said, I don't love them. I don't love prescribing people them. She said, people tend to want the shot and want to have it in replace of just a healthy diet and exercise. She said, I'm not against them if you want to build that foundation so that way you already are having a healthier lifestyle. We add it in, and then that way if you get off of it, you're still doing that healthy lifestyle. But to just jump start into it, she said, I don't usually recommend it. People tend to use it in place of dieting. Some people do it, they lose the weight quickly, and then for some reason they get off of it, and then they didn't do any of the work and they gain the weight back. She said she's even had patients come in to her to complain to her after they were on a semaglutide lost weight quickly, then all of a sudden they're complaining because they have loose skin and all that. And then she said, you know, so she don't love them, and she said she's not totally against it if I truly want it. If my insurance will cover it, then I can just make an appointment and we'll talk about options. But then she also said if I'm going to end up paying out of pocket, to honestly go through one of those sites like Row or something, because you're going to end up paying a lot less. So we talked about it, and I just said, like, you know, I just need some advice. Although I now realizing she never really gave me advice for this, so I said I really need some advice because I am an emotional eater. I eat when I'm emotional, upset, stressed. Certain times of my cycle, I get, like, you know, hungry more often, you know, like my body's trying to tell me I need more food during that time of the cycle. I said it doesn't help that I'm also a cook in a nursing home, and you know, you would think being in a nursing home it's all healthy food. It's really not. Like, we have a lot of desserts and all these things. I get free meals. I get to eat for free there. Like, I don't have to pay for any of the food I eat. And so when it's at my disposal, and then I'm also stressed out at work, then it's just a cycle. I mean, the administrator at my nursing home has literally a candy bar in her office that you can go in at any time of day and just grab handfuls of candy. And she has, like, literally a candy bar, like a shelf full of different containers of different types, like Nerds gummy clusters and chocolate and all that. Anyways, besides the point. I just said, you know, I just need some advice. Although she did just, you know, say, like, maybe bring your own food. For me, the hard part of bringing my own food, I do it sometimes, is that I eat for free at work, and where groceries are so expensive, to help mine and Cody's grocery bills, it just is more beneficial for me to eat the food at work and then, like, just save the food I buy for when I'm at home. So that's why I don't tend to love bringing my food, just because I literally get free food there. So anyway, so all's to say, like, I am going to be starting, she kind of just mentioned doing like a diabetic diet, even though I'm not diabetic. But I also wanted to point out that I am not diabetic. My blood pressure was completely normal. My labs, I'm going to get them done today, but the last time I did labs, they were all pretty normal, except that my creatine was low. And I just want to say that, like, you could be the skinniest person in the world and have a lot of issues. You could be the biggest person in the world. Not saying I'm the biggest person in the world, but, like, all my labs and stuff are normal. So then it's like today I just had the revelation, like, I really should be thankful for the fact that, yes, I'm obese. I'm not going to lie and say I'm not obese. And it is something I want to change, because obviously I want to have a baby and I want to slim down a little bit. But, like, you could be obese like me, and, like, she pretty much gave me a clean bill of health, except for the fact that I am what's documented as class 3 obesity, which means my BMI is, like, pretty high. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. So today I had, like, the revelation that, obviously, yes, I'm going to be making some lifestyle changes. So basically a diabetic diet. I'm going to be focusing on higher protein and high fiber. So I've been, you know, on Thrive Market. I've been researching what foods I want to try, things I want to do. I think, honestly, I just need to be better about meal prepping. Because the thing is if I have it made and ready, I will eat it. But if I, like, especially breakfasts, if I don't necessarily have breakfast prepared or have quick options for breakfast, I tend to A, not eat breakfast, B, have something unhealthy like a sugary bowl of cereal, and she said, like, those things, like, try not to have them in the house. Of course, that's hard because, like I said, groceries are expensive, and I'm not going to throw out food. What I'm going to do is literally just try to eat what we have. Anyways, it's hard to explain, but I wanted to come on and talk about that because I just feel like today my self-esteem is a little bit higher, just knowing that, like, yes, appearance-wise, I do need to lose weight, and there are physical things about me that I do know if I lost weight. it would help, like my thighs being numb. I just know that if I took some weight off, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I am 5'2" and I weigh 283 pounds. And I will say I've lost a lot. The last time I weighed at the doctor, I was 290. And obviously having a stomach flu the beginning of January, right? Was the beginning? Anyways, having a stomach flu in January, I lost like a lot of weight in just a few days. And I feel like a majority of it is just the fact that I've kept off the weight. Because that's the thing, I'm pretty good, like yeah, I weigh a lot, but I tend to weigh the same amount, if that makes sense. And like I said, we're like at home, I can eat great. It's at work I have the problem, and it's so hard being a cook and working with food. That's why I just cannot wait to get a different job. I can't wait to not cook for a living. So anyway, so today I'm about to go do my lab work. Gotta get blood work. I'm really dreading it. And then I have to go to, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Then I'm gonna go home, and then I want to work on content creation stuff, but I will chat with you guys when I get out of there. Hopefully wish me luck. I am not good with getting my blood drawn. You guys, I survived. I will say that woman was very nice, because I will say I started feeling a little nauseous, but I don't ever get like I'm about to pass out. My husband does. Pretty much every time he gets blood work done, he's about to pass out. But I just can't watch. Like, I can't stand the sight of blood. So I just don't watch. But she was so nice, because she made me like talk about my cats to get me to like not think about what's happening, and that was really helpful. Now I'm gonna go treat myself. I was gonna go to Starbucks, but it's like all the way across town, and there's a Dunkin' Donuts right down the road. So I'm just gonna go grab a little coffee. I think I might get a protein latte. The protein lattes are made with lactated protein milk. It's not like anything weird. And I quite like them. They are kind of pricey, so take that what you will, but I think I'm gonna go grab one real quick. And then we'll do a little chit chat. You too. Okay. I don't tend to go to the drive-thru because, I'll be honest with you guys, one of my biggest pet peeves is when you go to the drive-thru and you get the drink, they like hand you the drink, and sometimes, this guy didn't, so this guy is my favorite person of the day. They give you the drink and the straw in the same hand, and my hands are the smallest thing about me, okay? I have tiny hands. So it just stresses me out, because I have before gotten an iced coffee. This was years ago. Gotten like an iced coffee from Dunkin' in the drive-thru. They handed it to me, but they had filled the cup too full somehow. And so when I grabbed it and my hand had to squeeze the cup, it shot up. Oh my God, it was really embarrassing. Anyways, someone from the US government's in front of me. Interesting. Should tell my family that. Anyways, you guys, there's a lot going on with the government and everything, and it's been really hard not to feel down about it. I'll try not to talk about like politics on my channel, and I probably won't ever. Like, I will not really share like my views and all that, just because like I don't need, my views are my views, your views are your views. I'm not gonna convince you to feel a way, you're not gonna convince me to feel a way. So I just don't share. But with everything going on and constantly in the news and stuff, it is hard to not feel low, basically. But anyways, my coffee is an iced protein latte with butter pecan. And yes, I understand that that is not sugar-free, and I just said I was going to be on like a diabetic diet. Guys, I just got my blood drawn. Get off my back. Anyway, so the story of Cody's insurance. So Cody is on Medicare. He's on Medicare because he is technically disabled. He has Asperger's, which is a form of autism, and he used to not work. He used to be on disability. Sorry, I just passed a cop. He used to be on disability for years. When I met him, he was on disability. He wanted to get off it because he didn't like not working. Like, it just made him feel really low. So he got a job, got off disability. But he had Medicaid and main care for a while. And then they didn't take it away. We just have to pay for Medicare now. It's like $200 a month. But honestly, it's worth it. Like, him and his mom talk about switching him all the time. And I try to tell him, like, guys, I pay, I don't even know how much because it comes out of my paycheck. For my insurance, my deductible is like $7,000. I would literally have to be hospitalized to meet my deductible. Cody's is like 200 and something. Like, he literally could, like, one doctor visit and he's set for the rest of the year. But his prescription, so he has a prescription deductible and a doctor visit deductible, you know what I mean? And his prescription deductible through WellCare, which is part of what his Medicare Part D is for, it's like a whole confusing thing. January hit and they had we used to not have to meet a deductible. They then put on that he had to meet like a $615 deductible. So when he went to go get his Ozempic in January, they said, oh, you have to pay this amount for it. And he was like, what? Because we've never had to pay. He's only ever had to pay like a few dollars for his Ozempic. So we couldn't get it. He literally was not on Ozempic for like a month or two. And then when he had to get his Strattera, which is his ADHD meds for the Asperger's. When he had to refill that was already going to be like almost $300. So then we were like, okay, $300, and then however much the Ozempic would be, we would meet the deductible. So we bit the bullet, and I'm going to be honest, his mom paid for the Ozempic, which was a huge amount of money. It was like $500. His mom is our greatest blessing right now. Like, she has helped us so much financially. I just can't. So anyways, so she paid for the Ozempic, we paid for the Strattera. Now, hopefully, he has met the deductible. It's so confusing because they're like, oh, well, this medication is tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3, so it will meet. So it's really confusing. I think he's met the deductible, but if not, we'll find out next month. But we shouldn't have to pay like almost $700 for medications next month. So curious to see that. Cody is on Ozempic because he is pre-diabetic. I get the question sometimes. So his is for insulin resistance to hopefully make it so he's not diabetic. He still doesn't really change the way he eats, I'll just be honest, and it's something I nag him about. But since I also have to now be on a healthier diet, we're going to try to do it together. He eats pretty much the same foods. He just eats a lot less. Like, Cody could literally go a whole day without eating. I have to, like, sometimes be like, eat, because the Ozempic makes him not hungry. It's so weird how, like, I feel like a hypocrite because I want to go on it myself, but, like, if you think about it, it's like, it's literally like making it so you don't eat, but then is that healthy? But anyways, so he has lost some weight because he was way over 300 pounds. I think his last doctor's appointment, he was like just above 300 pounds, so I'm curious to see how much. And then obviously once we actually change our lifestyle habits a little bit, then hopefully we'll see it drop a lot more. But yeah, so that's why he's on Ozempic. I've gotten the question before. I mean, it's Cody's business, so I only share what he's wanting me to share and what he doesn't mind me sharing. So, but yeah, we are going to be doing some lifestyle changes, some eating habits. Now that it's warmer, we've discussed we're going to start going on walks. The problem is we live in a city where we don't necessarily feel safe, so I got to get us some like mace or something. Because honestly, you guys, I don't love the way where I live. There's just I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but there's a lot of homeless people in my city. Like, around the corner, there's one everywhere. And I'm not saying that that means they're dangerous, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not dangerous. And it just makes me uncomfortable as a woman to, like, I don't feel comfortable going out walking by myself because of it. I wish that we could just find a nice little hometown where we feel safe to just go for a walk someday. But the other problem is our rent is so cheap that we'd be stupid to ever leave our apartment. So we have no plans of moving anytime soon, that's for sure. If I applied for a mortgage right now, they'd probably laugh in my face because I'm in so much debt already. I wouldn't add a house payment on top of that. But and I'm sorry, I'm gonna be real, there's benefits to renting. There's benefits to owning your own house, and I understand that. But the fact that I pay rent, and then if something's wrong with my apartment, I get to just call them and say, come fix this, is there's benefits to renting. Like, the things I don't have to pay for with renting, like, I don't pay for my heat. They do all the snow removal, they mow the lawns, everything, and I just have to pay my internet and my electricity. Like, those are the only utilities I pay. So there's benefits. But yes, someday we probably would want a house, but I don't necessarily see it in the next 5 years. I'll just be real. I don't know what my next 5 years looks like. I hope there's a baby. I've just decided that I'm letting go and letting God kind of steer the ship a little bit. I have decided to, and it's easier said than done. I've decided to stop worrying so much, like stressing out about it. It makes it so I dread, like, my birthday's in a couple months and I'm dreading it because I'm dreading turning 33. Every year I turn older, I feel like my biological clock is ticking. But I also can't keep putting my life on hold. I literally turn down, like, you know, when we talk about maybe taking trips or doing this or doing that, and then it's like, well, I can't, because what if I get pregnant? Like, I literally I put my life on hold in order to hopefully have a baby, and I want to live my life and I want to enjoy my life, and I just know that if I am meant to be a mom, then I'm going to have a baby in some form, in some way, and if I'm not meant to, I'm going to enjoy my life the way I'm enjoying it. And yeah, Cody and I had a big talk about it. Like, there's dreams that we have that aren't necessarily involving children, and it's like, but we're putting those dreams on hold in hopes to have a baby. And then it's like, why can't we somehow work on both? And obviously there's stuff Cody and I need to work on in our relationship, like, that would also help, you know, with getting pregnant. And I've decided I can't stress about it anymore. And it's not like I'm like, oh, not gonna stress, and then I turn off this thing. But at the same time, it's like, well, I can't keep crying and stressing and putting my life on hold for it either. So that being said, doesn't mean I'm not hoping that someday I'll have one. And I've also talked about us, like, okay, if we cannot get pregnant, there are other ways to have children. And like, I actually do feel like me and Cody would make really great foster parents. I also would love to adopt. There are a lot of children out there who need homes, and you know, I know people have their opinions about adoption, but there are people who literally, like, don't want their children, and I would be willing to take those children, you know. Like, I don't know, I'm probably cutting out a lot of this, but there are other ways to have children, and I don't want it to be like either I get pregnant or we have no children at all. I think there are other ways to do it. But then if there's a chance that we're just not meant to be parents, I also just want to live our lives. I love taking yearly big trips to Disney and doing all that, and there are some things that we enjoy doing now that we know that we would be giving up having children. Like, the fact that outside of work our time is our own is something that you don't realize that, you know. So anyways, basically we're enjoying our lives, and I'll still talk about, you know, TTC. I know people ask me. The reason why I don't talk about it is, you guys, the reason why I'm not getting pregnant is because Cody and I are not as intimate as often as we should to become pregnant. And so that's one of the things we need to figure out, you know, how to do that. And a lot of it is because me gaining the weight I have has made it so my libido is so low, I'll just be honest. And so I do think losing weight also will factor in. It will put me in the mood again, because I'm never in the mood. And a big part of that is that I just don't like myself and my skin. But anyways, full circle moment. And this has now been a 30-minute vlog of me just chatting about these things in the car. But I just wanted to talk about these things because you guys are my friends. Like, I talk to you guys. I share more things with you than I share with a lot of people, and I just feel like if I can make one person feel less alone in these thoughts, then so be it. And I find that when I do talk about these things and you guys come to me and are like, oh my God, I think the same way, or I experience the same thing, then I don't feel so alone. And yes, there are going to be times where it's going to sting a little that I'm still not a mom. Like, I'll be honest, I dread Mother's Day and I dread my birthday and all that. But then I'm also like, but why? Because I could just enjoy my life. Anyways, I'm going home. And then so that was the thing. Today, I'm forcing myself, because I'm going to be real, I've been obsessed with Animal Crossing. A new Animal Crossing update has come out. And I have been decorating my island. I've been watching Lil Simsy doing Animal Crossing streams pretty much all the time now. And so as much as I want to go home, sit on the couch and just play Animal Crossing all afternoon, I know that if I want, my goal this year is to make money off YouTube or social media or something, I got to treat it like a job. So I'm going to go home, force myself to edit a video because I am behind. I uploaded a Hollywood Studios video, and I don't know what happened with the upload. I got no views on it, to the point where I almost didn't know if I uploaded it. I was like, did I upload it but not publicize it? But then when I went on there, it's on there, but it only says 72 views. So if you guys could go like put some views on that video. It's only 11 minutes. I know it's short. My Disney vlogs have been shorter because I'll be honest, when I'm in Disney, I think I'm vlogging the whole day. When I get home and I edit these clips, I realize I took nothing. So it's not like I don't realize that I have failed vlogging until I'm home. So that's why the vlogs are so short. Those are really pretty pictures. But yeah, so I'm gonna go home and force myself to edit at least one video. So this week I'm trying out Wednesdays and Saturdays instead of Mondays and Thursdays. We're gonna see if that schedule is better for you guys, if it's better viewership wise. I'm gonna just keep testing out. I know I want to do 2 videos a week. I just gotta figure out which days in the week is gonna be best. So yeah, so I'm going home.